As dawn breaks over the capital, the gentle Yeti Guardian awakens to protect the city buried in snow.
He begins his day by carving safe paths through the deep snow for the people of Washington. At the Lincoln Memorial, he clears the steps so everyone can visit without danger. On Constitution Avenue, he frees stranded vehicles, keeping the city's roads moving. Near the Smithsonian, he creates safe winter fun for the city's children.
At a busy intersection near the Capitol, he guides traffic to prevent accidents on slippery roads.
Thank you.
He assists families navigating the snowy sidewalks, ensuring no one is left struggling.
In Lafayette Square, he makes public spaces welcoming again for weary citizens.
At the tidal basin, he prepares safe paths for evening visitors to enjoy the winter beauty. As evening falls, the Yeti returns to the Lincoln Memorial to keep its steps clear for night visitors. He reinforces the mall paths, ensuring late walkers can navigate the darkening snow safely. On Constitution Avenue, he corrects sliding vehicles under the city lights. He clears busy sidewalks so evening commuters can get home without slipping. At the illuminated Washington Monument, he prevents dangerous snow buildup from above. On Pennsylvania Avenue, he maintains order for night drivers in slippery conditions. In Lafayette Square, he protects historic monuments from heavy snow weight. Near the White House, he ensures visitors can still admire the iconic building safely. At the tidal basin, he safeguards the famous cherry trees for future springs.
In historic Georgetown, he frees a late-night delivery van trapped on slippery cobblestones.
At DuPont Circle, he removes dangerous ice buildup around the frozen fountain.
Near Capitol Hill, he guides lost night visitors back to familiar landmarks.
He clears metro entrances so late-night commuters can reach the trains without falling.
Near a hospital, he ensures emergency vehicles reach their destinations swiftly. In a quiet park, he prepares sheltered benches for those spending the night outdoors. Under a Potomac bridge, he prevents falling ice from endangering passersby.
At the Kennedy Center, he ensures safe departure for late-night arts patrons.
At the National Cathedral, he keeps the sacred steps accessible through the night. On Arlington Bridge, he guides sparse traffic safely across the icy span. On Roosevelt Island, he prepares secluded trails for those seeking quiet refuge.
Thank you.
In Foggy Bottom, he catches a student before an icy fall. Downtown, he stops a skidding taxi to avert a night accident.
He opens access to late-night food trucks for those needing warmth and meal. At Union Station, he clears the plaza for weary late-night travelers.
In Judiciary Square, he maintains access to justice buildings through the night. The Guardian returns across the mall, his endless patrol continuing.
Along the Anacostia, He prepares paths for the earliest risers.
On U Street, he aids early workers starting their day. In Adams Morgan, he ensures safe passage for those ending their night.
In Rock Creek Park, he prevents branch collapses on early trail users.
Near the White House, the Guardian maintains his silent vigil.
At the Capitol edges, he aids early government staff arrivals.
Back at the reflecting pool, he completes his full night circuit of protection.
As dawn approaches, the gentle Yeti Guardian surveys his city, safe through another snowy night. With a new dawn, the gentle Yeti Guardian rises once more to protect snowy Washington.
He starts the day by clearing fresh snow from the Washington Monument grounds.
Along the reflecting pool, he creates secure paths for the city's early risers.
At the Lincoln Memorial, he clears the steps for another day of reflection. On Constitution Avenue, he keeps public transit moving through fresh snow.
Near the Smithsonian, he brings safe winter joy to young visitors once again. Near the Capitol, he guides growing traffic safely on slippery roads.
In Lafayette Square, he makes gathering spaces safe and sheltered.
At the tidal basin, he protects the cherry trees from breaking under fresh snow. Along the Georgetown Canal, he clears the towpath for afternoon strollers and riders.
At DuPont Circle, he removes dangerous fresh ice from the plaza and fountain. Near Union Station, he clears platforms for afternoon commuters and travelers. Across the city, he ensures metro entrances remain accessible in fresh snow.
At a hospital, he maintains clear access for evening emergency vehicles.
On park overlooks, he prepares safe spots for evening sunset admirers. Along Potomac trails, he prevents snow from falling on evening walkers. On Embassy Row, he assists another stranded diplomatic car in the evening.
At the National Cathedral, he keeps the evening entrance welcoming.
At the Kennedy Center, he ensures safe arrival for evening cultural events.
On Roosevelt Island, he strengthens secluded evening trails.
In Foggy Bottom, he keeps university paths clear for evening classes.
Downtown, he prevents multiple evening accidents on slick roads.
At food truck zones, he opens space for evening diners seeking warmth.
The Guardian resumes his wide night patrol across the mall.
In Anacostia Park, he ensures safe night walks for residents.
On U Street, he helps late-night travelers stuck in snow.
In Adams Morgan, he guides evening revelers safely home.
Deep in Rock Creek Park, he prevents late-night branch hazards. At the Vietnam Memorial, he respectfully maintains clarity through the night. At the World War II Memorial, he keeps paths open for quiet reflection.
On H Street, he prepares tracks for morning streetcars.
At Eastern Market, he prepares for the morning vendors. On Barracks Row, he opens sidewalks for morning businesses.
At Southwest Waterfront, he prepares paths for early market goers.
Near Nationals Park, he maintains the access for off-season visitors.
Returning to Tidal Basin, he protects the trees one more time.
Near the White House, the Guardian keeps his silent watch.
At the Washington Monument, he pauses to survey his protected city.
As another dawn breaks, the gentle Yeti Guardian readies for a new day of service over snowy Washington, D.C. With yet another dawn, the eternal Yeti Guardian awakens to face endless winter in the capital. He begins by freeing the flags at the Washington Monument from heavy new snow.
On Constitution Avenue, he gets morning commuters moving through deep drifts. Over Rock Creek, he prevents ice falls on bridge crossers. In Shaw, he joins residents clearing neighborhood streets.
In vibrant Noma, he opens modern plazas for afternoon office workers.
Near Capitol Hill cafes, he makes outdoor seating safe and inviting again.
At Eastern Market, he clears entrances for late afternoon vendors once more. At Southwest Waterfront Piers, he prevents slips for evening visitors. At the wharf, he opens the promenade for evening diners and strollers. Around Audi Field, he keeps paths ready despite the winter off-season. At an Anacostia Community Center, he clears parking for evening programs.
In Congress Heights, he assists residents at a busy bus stop.
In Deanwood, he guides night residents safely along icy streets. In Brookland, he clears church steps for night worshipers.
At Catholic University, he keeps night campus paths clear for students.
In Trinidad, he frees resident vehicles returning late at night.
Returning to DuPont Circle, he completes night ice maintenance.
At Logan Circle, he preserves historic beauty overnight. Approaching the National Mall, the Guardian completes his outer circuit.
In Constitution Gardens, he prepares hidden paths for quiet visitors.
On 14th Street, he keeps morning traffic moving through heavy drifts.
At Meridian Hill Park, he makes the grand terraces safe again. On H Street NE, he prepares tracks and walks for the bustling day.
At Navy Yard Waterfront, he opens spaces for midday relief.